Welcome back to another snowy, cold, yet cozy and comfy day or episode of a Guide to Poor Parenting podcast where me, Jason,
and me, Jennifer,
have a few drinks
and talk shit about our kids.
Please follow us on Instagram Instagram at Guide to Poor Parenting, and Twitter and Facebook /X at Poor Parent Pod. Finally got that one correct.
Good job.
I was struggling last time.
Well, you had to make it bigger this time so that you could see it.
I think I was nervous because we had a guest over and I was
That could be it, yeah.
I don't know. I'm struggling.
Yeah.
I'm on the struggle bus.
Aren't you always?
Well, I was hoping today, since today is a snow day, that the struggle bus would not be running. But
I got you. It still does, no matter if you're on a snow day or not. Well, how's your week been, Jason?
Oh, my week's been pretty good. I did another open mic night at Shenanigans here in Huntsville. It was really, I feel like I did well.
You got some good critiques.
Mm-hmm. One of the comedians who's been doing it for about a year and a half said he was amazed that I had only been doing it since November because he thought I had been doing it for about 5 years, which is
an awesome.
That is a great compliment.
Yes.
So, and Zane had said when I did my graduation show and my he came to the new comic show that I did a couple of weeks ago, and he said that I had a stage presence that was really showed through compared to the other comics. So
not too many uhs or ums or
reading through your notes.
Yeah, that's actually how the comic that complimented me last Thursday was saying that he was really impressed. Because I was telling him I was trying to get my set in my mind, and I was like, I should probably bring up notes because he had a notepad with him. He's like, don't do it, it's a crutch, and he's always like referring back to it. And I was like, so maybe it's not a bad thing.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it certainly makes you like, I don't know. When we're taking the class and when I do it in front of everybody, I feel it's more like a script.
I'm telling a story.
Yeah, I'm acting up there is what I'm doing. Like I'm listening for beats. I try to
hold for applause,
hold for laughs, react to laughs, react to people. So I if I've got it in my brain, then I don't get flustered. And when I did have my notes up there, I was speed reading through it too, so it slows you down. And I took like one acting class in college, and it was useful because we broke down a script. It's like you would highlight. It's like, okay, this is a spot where you need to make an emphasis, and this is a spot where you kind of like play it low, or there's different ways to break down a script. So I feel like when I'm doing my sets, that's what I'm doing. It's like I've written a script, and me getting up on stage is acting it out in such a way that it emphasizes the comedy and makes it funnier. Right,
and then you're not losing your place on your notes, and your old eyes don't have to worry about reading it. And
although when I do print it out, I put it in size 15 font so I can see what the hell I'm reading.
Yeah, but you don't have that paper on stage where you're like, oh, where was I? Or any of that. So that really does make a difference, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm too old to go to your shows because I go to bed at 8 o'clock. So
I tell you what, the show started at 8. Like, we had to be there at 7:30. So Zane and I cooked, one of us cooked dinner. And Khalid was all upset because she's like, can I go to one of your shows? And I was like, oh, baby, my humor is so blue. Yes. I was like, my mother cannot attend either because she will disown me. So I was like, I told her, my mom was like, I will write a set that's family friendly because it's something I need to do regardless because you limit yourself if you can only do blue humor.
Right.
And I would like, I would like for the podcast and the comedy to take off. It's self-supporting.
Right.
And one of the best ways to do that is the college circuit and the corporate circuit because they pay really well.
Okay.
Like $500 to up to like $3,000 a gig.
Oh, wow.
So it's like if I can come up with a clean set and consistently do it, then I can have access to those markets.
Right.
And I have access to like TV markets. These are far off dreams.
Right. But you have dreams.
I have goals.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's what I'm shooting for, and I'm having fun doing it. But that 8 o'clock show, I think there were 20 comics No, there was 18 of us, and I was like, I'm going to do the second half. Because last time I did this show, because it's a cash prize show, and I was like, I noticed the people who won were always in the last half of the show.
Okay.
So I'm going to put myself third from last. Didn't make the top 3. That's fine. I'm still so new at this, I don't really expect it, but I was kind of like, oh, maybe I can play the system a little.
Right.
But the woman who won was first time comic. She'd ever been there, and she was a teacher, and she was also like third in line, so she was at the very first.
Oh, wow!
I was like, okay, so I just have to keep practicing and get good at this shit.
Well, and also you have to bring a lot of people too, because it's mostly based on the audience. It's not even really based off judges per se. It's whoever
audience.
The audience cheers and hoots and hollers for, right? So there's the only way to really win that thing is to make sure that everybody hoots and hollers for you.
Yeah.
So.
Well, they put up I don't know if you've ever been to a show at Shenanigans.
Never been to like a
You've
comedy. I've done the
concessions.
The concessions for like the family friendly thing, but there's no like comics or anything like that.
Yeah, but they Kim is real big about she'll put a QR code up and you go to it and vote. So that's how you vote. But I mean, if you bring 5 of the 20 people there, then it's like, okay, you're gonna win.
Right.
So, and I noticed like last time that a woman who was in the top 3 who did not have a good set, she was sweet, and I was really proud because she was 70 and like still had her hospital tag on because she just got her knee replaced or some shit like that.
Damn.
But she had a group of about 6 people with her. So I'm like, okay, so if I want to win this, I got to bring about 5 or 6 people with me to vote for me.
Or just send me the QR code, and then I can be in bed, and I can just vote from away, from a distance.
I doubt it, because it was like 10 o'clock by the time the voting happened.
I can wake up for you and vote for you real quick, and then go back to sleep.
Well, going kind of circling back, the tough part about this is a young man's game because Grandpa tired by about 10 o'clock.
Vodka Red Bulls.
Oh, they have Four Loko, and I did one of those a while back. It was okay. They did have Monster too, so I had that.
But it keeps tasting.
But yeah, I have to have a coffee or something if I want to be up that. I'm so tired.
Yeah.
I'm so fucking tired. I don't know how some of these I do now because they're like 20 and 30.
Yeah.
But I did find out there's another podcast in town.
Oh.
For the comics, because there's a group of about 7 or 8 comics that they kind of rotate between all the stand-up open mics around town, and 4 of them have a podcast together. It's like a comedy podcast.
Cool.
So I asked a couple of them if they were parents, and they're like, no. But I was like, oh well, you're dead to me. But hopefully I can get on their podcast.
There you go. They might not come on ours, but you can go on theirs.
Yep, I'll get one of them to come over. He's kind of cute.
Oh yeah.
I won't name names, but he was cute.
Okay.
He was I was like medium height, but he's a little thickums, but he's mixed. His mom is German and his dad is black, but he's real cute.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll if they ever have an early show, we'll make sure you're well caffeinated or something.
Caffeine don't do it to me.
I know. We'll give you some meth.
Yeah, there you go. That probably would.
Well, how's your week been, Miss Jennifer?
It's been okay. Wesley. That's all I gotta
angelic
say.
Child?
All I gotta say is Wesley. Oh my God. He broke one of the doors, like the door frame on both sides because I took away a controller in his room that he wasn't supposed to have to begin with. And I don't know where the anger comes from because he takes my shit all the fucking time. But I take one thing of his and he's raw and he turns into fucking Hulk.
Well, when you told me the story, I was so not tickled, but it was just like astounded how dumb it was because he had locked himself out of Roblox. And so he had asked you to log him back in.
Yep.
And the only way for you to log him back in is he gave you his PIN
on his tablet.
Because you have the master account or something like that. But to get him back in, you have to use his PIN to get in. And he wouldn't give it to you.
Nope. He didn't want to.
And so he threw a fit because of it.
Yep. He threw a fit. That was Saturday night. And I was trying to do homework because it's my last class, y'all. Last class before I graduate. And I didn't want him to destroy your house. So I was like, okay, if we go home right now and you don't want to give me the pen, you have no tablet. Okay, let's go. Okay. So we get home, and then he, like, stomps and throws shit in his room, and you hear all this noise, and I'm like, someone's going to think that I'm, like, destroying this child. I'm going to have a neighbor call the police on me or some shit like that, because it was loud.
I've met your neighbors. They ain't calling the police.
No. But I don't know about that one neighbor. Randy doesn't hear shit, but whatever. And so I was just like, I walked in, and I was trying to be as calm as I could fucking be, and I'm like, why are you so mad? You didn't want to give me the code, which I told you I will forget the next day anyways. And all I have to do is log into my side, and I can get rid of the fucking code any minute. I don't give a fuck about your code. I'm trying to do something you want me to do, stop my homework so I can help you. Why are you so mad? Why didn't you give me the code? I didn't want to. Well, then it's your fucking fault. And it continued into the next day, and it just went worse. And then he just, I don't get it. He's just... Ugh. Like, I want to know what the return policy is on kids. Is there one? Because I think it's 4 years. This is probably a little long, but, maybe I can return them for somebody else.
Maybe. I don't know.
But it's hard.
Yeah. I mean, I think back to all the holes in my little brother's mom's house and all the holes we had to patch and door frame. Because the boys, Matt and John, destroyed their door frames. Mm-hmm. Both of them. They would fight and rip door frames off.
But he's just fighting his fucking self.
I don't disagree.
And I'm not going to give in. Fuck you.
I don't disagree.
Get fucking mad. Destroy your room. Destroy your shit. Don't destroy mine. Fuck you.
I don't disagree.
Yeah, that's all I got to say. Hopefully that wasn't too loud. Sorry, guys.
Justin yesterday.
Oh yeah, we had I don't know if our guests can hear us, but Zane was in the background saying so every Sunday we have family dinner. So Jennifer and Wesley come over, and our friend EJ and his boyfriend come over, and then since Justin moved out, him and his girlfriend come over.
Which means that Justin actually eats more with us now than he did when he actually fucking lived here, which is funny.
Yep.
Yep.
So they've been coming over for dinner, and they've been Justin and his girlfriend have been they're sweet to Wesley a lot, but they also were they were both like, are you fucking kidding me, Wesley? Especially when you started talking about how he broke the door for something stupid. And I think they offered to let Wesley come stay with him for a week, and they'll we'll get him into shape.
Yep.
I was
take him whenever you want to. Take him.
I was like, no return, so you can't bring me back before the week is over.
That's right. Yeah. Well, Justin has been really, really good with him.
Yeah.
Because it's more they're not closer in age, but Justin's been through the system.
Yeah.
He knows what it feels like to lose people. He
understands Wesley's circumstances really well.
Yeah, and he understands wanting all the stuff that Wesley wants, and he's like, dude, just be good. And I was hoping that Justin saying it might make him do it, but he's hard-headed and just does not want to change being good. I'll promise I'll be good. That last 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Because then he'll lie dead in my face. But whatever.
Sometimes I wonder, does he actually know what good is?
I mean, he does, because he was pretty good for the first 2 years that I had him. So ever since these hormones came through.
Yeah, like Zane was just saying, he wonders if he knows. I can tell he knows what right and wrong is. It's the problem of his impulsiveness has always been pretty bad.
Yeah.
And his hormones, you can tell he's in the middle of puberty now. He's growing like a weed.
Mm-hmm.
That voice keeps changing and cracking, and he's just losing a little bit of mind that he had.
Yeah.
So it's I think it's going to be a rough few years, but you'll get through it. We'll all get through it.
And like I said, I'm going to look into return policy or trade. Can I trade you? Hell, I'll take 2 good ones for 1 bad one.
We'll say.
There's no way to know if a kid's going to be good or bad. So he did tell me one time, why did you adopt me if you wanted a good kid? Well, hell, I didn't know you were going to be this fucking bad 4 years down the road. You were pretty good in the beginning, shit. Did you take 4 years to show your true colors? What the fuck?
Lord.
All right. Well, enough about me and my son.
Well, what are we drinking today, Miss Jennifer?
We are drinking, well, we were going to do Irish coffee. But instead of using an Irish whiskey, we decided to use Chinese whiskey. I want to say it's Go Along.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. And then you and Zane made homemade whipped cream, and it's very, very good. I'm actually almost done with mine already.
It's really good.
It is very good, especially with it being 20 degrees outside. So
yeah, we were debating what to talk about. I was like, oh, it's so warm. Do you want to do Kahlua and coffee? She's
it's
like,
so warm.
It's so cold. I want to do something warm. Sorry.
It's so warm. It's 20 degrees.
That's right. It's 21. Yeah, I had to go pick up Jennifer from her house. She's like, I don't want to drive in this. I'm like, she's like, do you feel comfortable driving? I was like, yeah, I think I got it. Because I've driven in snow, and I'm already a slow, kind of pedantic driver to begin with. And I'm
not.
Yeah. And so I was like, and I had the electric car, which is like most people get in trouble with their cars because the front end is heavy, but the electric car is heavy just in general because of the battery pack.
Right.
But it's also a rear wheel vehicle. So I was thinking, okay, it's going to be heavier and it's rear wheeled. So it'll have I'm hoping a little bit better traction. I may have just check my facts for anybody out there. But
I mean, you got me here, and you got to my house,
Yeah.
and you got me here in one piece. We'll see later on if you get me home in one piece.
But I was going like 20 miles an hour down University, and I felt comfortable. I was fine.
Yep.
There was one spot where I kind of I could feel losing traction for a second, but it regained it quickly.
Was not long at all. Yeah.
Yeah, and I will say though the cops were driving rather aggressively because the streets were white.
Yeah.
And I think we saw that they had assaulted them the night before, but these roads are white.
Yeah.
And so I was like, man, these cops are driving like 40 miles an hour down University on white roads.
Next to people, like going fast and like passing people, which is just scary.
Yeah.
Because you see this fastness come beside you, your first thought is like, what the fuck, So you might stomp on your brakes real quick because everybody's supposed to be going slow. Yeah, and it wasn't like they had their sirens on. Let's specify that to the people.
They weren't super fast, but they were faster than I would ever feel comfortable in.
Yes, and they did not have chains on their tires. So
I will say, on the way to get you though, I was driving down University and going 25 miles an hour, and this car's like I'm in at the spot I was at. It's 7 lanes of traffic.
Yeah.
3 on the eastbound, 3 on the westbound, and a central turning lane. And so I'm in the middle.
Yep.
No one's on either side of me, and this Nissan, some sedan, is coming up behind me, and I'm like, okay, he's kind of going fast, so he's, and I'm going slow as hell, so I was like, he's going to get around me, but he just kept getting closer and closer to me. He got close to the point where I would have been uncomfortable even on good roads.
Right.
So I was like, okay, I didn't brake, but I just got over, and he finally passed me, but I'm just like, why didn't you just go around me?
Right.
I was like, why would you even think that was a good idea to get that close to me?
If you stopped on your brakes, it's his fault if he hits you.
Yeah.
Because the state of Alabama, you get whoever hits someone in the rear end, it's the person that does the hitting, not the person who got hit. So, yeah, that's crazy. I'm glad that didn't happen while I was in the car. I talked to them very aggressively, and they wouldn't have heard me. But
Yes. I was going to say, Kalia's starting to do that too in the car. She'll like talk to the drivers. I'm like, do you think you can hear you, baby girl?
Don't matter. In my head, it makes me feel better, so that's all that matters.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah.
Oh, I told you this earlier, but I was just for our listening audience, all 11 of you guys.
Hi, Mom.
I was watching TikTok this morning, and there was a guy who had to put a TikTok out. He's like, all right, y'all, remember, for all the people out there who have liability insurance, this is collision insurance weather, not liability.
That's right.
Just keep your car home.
Right.
If you have an accident,
insurance, don't do nothing.
If you have an accident, they ain't gonna show your ass.
That's right.
So, yeah, I felt pretty good. Although there was a shit ton of ice up in the wheel well.
Yeah.
When we got home.
Yeah.
I was like, "Ooh, that's a lot of ice."
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel pretty good. I would definitely want to get you home before the sun sets.
Oh, yeah.
But I think I was like, let's record a podcast. I'll get this edited, and again, we'll get it out just as close to live as we can.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, we were already off today because it's Martin Luther King Jr.'s holiday. But I'm figuring I'm probably gonna message my boss, but I can't go in tomorrow. I didn't drive. I'm not gonna try to drive. And the schools got canceled already.
Which brings us to a topic of our discussion.
Snow days.
Snow days.
Snow days.
Woo.
Which is not really that much snow. It's more ice and sleet that I think I've heard and felt and saw. But
yeah, I don't know I remember when the weather forecasts were coming, and it was like huge area of the South was getting pummeled, and I was like, oh Jesus! But it really hasn't been that much snow. It kind of alternates between white fluffy snow and freezing sleet. It's just like these pellets of ice that falling out of the sky. So I was like, well.
Yeah, and we're supposed to get 6.9 inches of snow.
Who doesn't like 6.9 inches?
Exactly. So I don't know if that's supposed to happen later on or if they jump the mark, because I think maybe we have like half an inch. I mean, I know there wasn't much on my car this morning, so
yeah. I mean, maybe it's by the end of the night.
Yeah, I don't know because it's not really been snowing that much this afternoon.
It's been pretty steady. Like it's
more
not
sleet than snow, though.
Well, yeah, but I mean, some sort of precipitation has been coming down all day. Yeah. So even if it's not snowing per se. So I didn't grow up in Alabama. Well, I was like, when did you move? You moved back here in like when you were 12, right? No.
The last time I moved here was 12. Yes.
Okay. So in the 29 years, because you're 40. You're 40. You're 41.
42. I'll
42.
be 43.
Okay, so for the 30 years that you've been here, how is it snow every year?
No.
Okay.
No, not every year. I want to say when I was here 5, 6, 7 years old, it snowed one time during that time. And then from when I was 12, there really hasn't been that many snow days that I can remember. And in Germany, it snows, you're just going because they have really good
public transportation,
and they have the roads done. Alabama just not used to it. We don't have we don't have that many trucks that can salt or plow the snow away and all that stuff. We're not set up for it. And I don't know if I really want them to spend that much money on getting these things when it doesn't happen that often.
Yeah.
But
well, I mean, why would they?
All right, because it doesn't, like I said, it doesn't happen that often. And when it does, it's not like we're snowed in for a month. It's usually a couple days, maybe, and then we're back to going to work and going to school and stuff. So
yeah, in the 14 years I've been here, so I moved here in 2009, so this will be 15 years in October. I know it doesn't snow every year. It maybe like every other year or every 2 years. Or every 3 years.
Yeah.
And it's never a lot. I think the most I've ever seen it is maybe like 8 inches or 9 inches. But it's usually gone by the next day or two. It doesn't stick around very long.
I know there was one big snow. I don't remember when it was. When we got feet of snow. And
that's since you've lived here?
Yes. It was a bad power outage situation with Huntsville Utilities too, because all the trees were getting too much accumulation on them and freezing and falling on all the power lines. So a lot of people's power got turned off because of that, and it was just a big ordeal. But I actually made a snowman.
Okay.
I don't remember what year this was.
Well, it would have been before
you have to have a good bit of snow to make a good snowman.
Yeah.
Wesley one time, because I think it snowed 3 years ago, or 2.
Yeah, 2.
And we had a good bit that he made the bottom roll of a snowman, but we didn't have enough to make the middle or the top.
I remember that because Clea and I were making snowmen for that one too, and I was like on my knees scooping shit together to form it into a ball, and I look over and this little bitch had just like taken a thing and just rolled it. And I was like, how the fuck are you doing that? Because I was like, I had tried it, never worked. And she's like, oh, I just did it like this. And I was like, shit. So I was like, let me try that. So, and it worked. And it reminds me, when you were talking about the snowman, Clea this morning, or I don't know, sometime this weekend, was like, oh, we can make a snowman. She's like, hopefully Wesley won't kick it over again.
Well, and then what's funny is that he says she kicked his over. So I don't know, maybe he kicked hers first and then he kicked hers second, or however that worked. I don't know.
Kids.
But yeah, he kept bringing that shit up, and I'm like, I'm not listening to you about this. Because he's like, you remember? I was like, was I there? No, ma'am. Then how the fuck would I remember? Like, for real. Like, I can't remember bullshit that I wasn't there for. Do I remember you telling me a story? No. I can barely remember last week. Like, there's no way I'm going to remember something 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
That's not very, poignant or something that would stick in my brain.
It wasn't impactful to you.
It was apparently very impactful to him because he has about the same memory that I have, and he remembers that shit.
Oh, yeah. And Kalia.
That's funny, though.
She's been not hating, but she's been grouching on Wesley a lot lately.
Yeah.
She's like, is Wesley coming over? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. The other day I picked her up what did I pick her up? So didn't have Wesley. I don't remember now. But I picked her up from after school, and she got in the car, and I was like, guess what? She's like, what? I was like, no Wesley. Oh, was it like the first day back at school? He had no after school, so you had picked him up. Mm-hmm. And she was still at after school, so I picked her up on the way to pick up Wesley. And I was like, guess what? No Wesley. And she's like, yay, like forever? And I'm like, no, not forever. She's like, is he gone from the universe? I'm like, no, he's at your house, but he's not going to be in the car on the way home. Like, I try.
That's so funny.
So, yeah, they're really...
Clashing,
yeah. Which I'm glad you have such a big house that they can be in their own room and not like
up each other's ass.
Yes.
Yeah, if we were at your house.
Oh my God, there would be probably blood.
Yeah. I would be like, I'm gonna leave.
Yeah. It's too small of a house. It does look a lot bigger now though, because on my snow day today, I decided to take away a whole bunch of shit because he has a tendency to go through my shit, even though he gets mad at me for touching his. Double standards. He can go through all my stuff. So I just took everything that he could touch, and I took all my liquor and put it in we have 3 bedrooms, so the 3rd bedroom is now just going to be my storage.
Yeah.
And I put it in there so that way I can get it locked, even though that's the door that he broke, but we get a latch and a key locked put in there so that way hopefully he doesn't try to get into there because that's where everything is.
When Benjamin, I know you're listening to this podcast because you were one of our regular listeners.
Hi, Benjamin.
Is Wesley in Benjamin's old room?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because David's room was always David's room.
Yeah.
And then Benjamin was in the middle.
Okay.
And then I'm on the front.
Yeah.
Because I don't have the master bedroom in my own house because there's too many fucking doors. Because the way they built my house, there's like one hallway and all the rooms connect. So in the master bedroom, you have a closet door, you have the door to the middle bedroom, and then you have a door to the bathroom. And that's just too many doors for me. I like 2 doors where I can see them, closet door and my bedroom door, and they're in my room, they're on both sides, and then that way there's only one way in and one way out of that motherfucker. And I don't know why I'm this way, but that's how I am. I have to like see my exit and my entrance. Like I've always kind of been that way. But so yeah, David got the master in my house, and Adrian had it before him because I didn't want to stay back there.
Yeah.
And even the biggest room of the house is the dog room, but it has outside, cellar, bathroom, and then the kitchen, and then the closet. So there's like way too many fucking doors there.
Yeah.
So,
and it's fucking nasty.
Well, I mean, it wasn't always.
Well, it's just dusty because of the dogs.
Yeah, because of the dogs, but it's not always like that.
When you were talking about Germany being snowing, I apologize. I'm throwing out wrong facts here, but I'd heard that all the major capitals of Europe are farther north than New York City on the left. So that's like, we in the United States, like they have to deal with snow, so they're a lot more accustomed to it.
Yeah.
But like our asses are so far down south that we don't ever deal with snow. Because like in Texas, growing up, I had. So there's a picture of our house in Houston with the snow, and I think it snows once every 15 years in Houston.
Oh, well.
Because it's so close to the coast, it kind of regulates the temperature, and it's already a swampy area. Mm-hmm. And then I think it's once every 10 years in Austin. And I remember one snow in Austin, and then I remember one bad freezing rain episode. Mm-hmm. But that's all I ever remember in the 15 years I lived there.
So you didn't have snow days?
No, maybe one.
Yeah.
But snow days, no. I had, and not...
Do you have like heat advisory days? It got too hot?
Because it was summer. We were out of school. So.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
But
I was trying.
Yeah. No, but what was I gonna say? We in Denver when I lived there for 6 months. They
don't get snow days.
If they did, I didn't know because I was in college, so I couldn't tell you. And like I was only there for about 6 months, but like the snow in Denver was odd because it would snow a lot. It would have you'd have like a foot, and then it'd be gone within a day or two.
Yeah,
because it just kind of either evaporated straight from snow or would melt so quickly. And they were really good about plowing roads and salting shit. So
that's why I was like, they probably don't get snow days just because they have all of the
infrastructure,
equipment, and kids be walking 15 miles in 3 feet of snow.
Yep. But hats off to the people. Well, I will say, I wish we built our houses in cities a bit more densely like they do in Europe, because we would have better like public transportation and we could do shit like that.
Yeah.
I mean, we're just a country of urban sprawl, basically.
Yeah.
But like I wouldn't. Kalia could technically walk to her old elementary school, but that would be a hike.
That would be a hike, yeah.
I mean,
would be like going down University Drive.
Yeah, she could go down Holmes. But that's a big hill she'd have to go over.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I'd want her to do it.
No.
I'm not going to let her do it, but
she doesn't go there anymore anyway, so it doesn't
go there. But yeah, I wish we had better infrastructure in this country.
Definitely.
So what did y'all, like in the snow days you had here in Alabama, do you remember what you did?
No. Played in snow. Played with my friends. Because we were always outside.
Yeah, true.
No matter where. I can say for pretty much 99.2% certainty that I was out throwing snowballs with my friends, taking trash can lids off trash cans, using those to use as sleds. I remember one year we had a rope tied to the back of my friend's bike, and we would hold on to it and sit on the trash can lid, and he would ride the bike down the street. Very dangerous.
Hell yeah.
We probably hurt ourselves a little bit. No broken bones though, so that's good. But yeah, I mean, we would just play. There was no inside and technology and all this bullshit, I mean, I know we had, of course, TV, but it's not like the streaming that we do now. So the stories most of the afternoon. Now, I know Zane likes to watch Price is Right.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Bob Barker. That's
his jam. So whenever there's a day off for sickness or snow, that's what he wants to do because it's a good memory.
Yeah.
It's what he remembers doing. Probably hot cocoa and Price is Right.
His mom actually called me this morning because I frankly call her more than he does himself. But she called me this morning because Zane had come to the bedroom because I was playing a video game on our TV, and he's like, do you mind if I watch Price is Right in a few minutes? I'm like, sure, that's fine. I'll get to a save point and go. You can take over. So I got on the computer in our office, and his mom called me, and we were talking, and she's like, I was like, do you want to talk to Zane? She's like, no, he's probably I told him that he was watching Price is Right. I was like, do you want to talk to Zane? She's like, no, I don't. I know how he is with that Price is Right. Oh man.
Yeah, that's good to have a good memory like that.
Yeah.
And
I remember what the one big snow day or like snowy event we had in Austin. I remember getting a Tupperware container and trying to make a little igloo. I would compact the snow.
Oh, and I make like bricks.
Yeah, make bricks, and I built up a little wall, like circular wall, or semicircle wall. I couldn't figure out how to arch it.
Yeah,
but It was so fun. I actually have pictures of it, I think,
That's
somewhere.
cool.
But it was funny, the neighborhood we lived in, it was really big, and there was the section you entered at, there was a low point where the rec center was, where like our pool and tennis courts and shit was.
Yeah.
And then you had to go up this not super steep, but it was a decently steep hill to get up to our section of the neighborhood.
Okay. It's a good hill.
You what?
It's a good hill.
It was a good hill. I actually have stories about that one because my brother, when he first got his driver's license, tried to pass someone on that hill. Oh. And the dude followed my brother home and cussed him out.
Oh, damn.
In front of my dad. Rightly so.
Right.
Because it was
you don't pass on a hill.
Yeah, especially that hill because it was steep enough. Like you couldn't see someone coming. Like it was enough of a like up and then straight.
Yeah.
So it was like if someone had come down the other way, he would have gotten killed.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I remember we were coming home when it started snowing, and we barely made it up that hill. Because it was so slick.
Yeah.
But somehow, like, we saw a car not make it and slide back.
Oh, wow.
And Dad was like, I'm just going to go and try. And he did it. And he made it up. I think we just had a heavy enough car.
Right. And then you're just hoping and praying and
Yep.
sitting forward so that way you can help the car go up the hill.
It's like, oh, clenching my booty cheeks. But I do remember when walking back to that hill, we would slide down it.
Yeah.
But I was thinking about it. It's like, as I was sliding down, I'm like, how am I going to get back up? But luckily, we were sliding on the sidewalk, and so like there was like grass and shit we could walk on, so we were like trapped. But it was just like, as I just remember that thought as I was sliding down, I was like, how the fuck am I going to get back up this goddamn thing?
You don't think about that sort of thing when
Nope.
you're going down a nice hill to snow
Sure
and stuff.
don't.
Yeah.
Do you have? What was it like? What were winters like in Germany? Do you remember?
Cold.
Cold.
Yeah. No, I mean, it wasn't like here where, everybody's so excited to get snow. So it's just like, okay, it's another season. So, I mean, I think we played in the snow, but mostly we just went to people's houses and played with, because at that time, I was like 3rd, 4th, 5th grade. We didn't really want to be too cold. And we lived in a little village, so there really wasn't much for us to do. We played a lot of soccer. And I don't know if we tried in the snow. We probably did, to be honest, because we really liked playing.
Have you ever seen those videos or TikToks of like, apparently it's common in like Russia, like the really far, like Norway and the Sweden, the really far north ones. They think it's really good for kids to be like kind of exposed to the cold. So they will go out to dinner, wrap their babies up in tight or warm clothing, leave the babies in the prams, or what are they called? Strollers, yeah. Like lay flat strollers. And they'll leave the babies outside covered so they don't get snow on them or anything like that, and then go inside and eat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't think I would want to do that.
I mean, you probably wouldn't mind it if you were like grew up in that society, but
no, because I don't want to be an adult covered in it would be a really fucking big stroller, but I don't want to do that myself. I want to put my baby through that. I mean, again, if I lived there and that's how they did things, I probably would, but as me right now, no, thank you. I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
So with Wesley, I kind of like having a kid so that I can actually have snow days.
Yeah, I remember you were telling me about they offered last snow day. You were talking about where they shut everything down.
Yep.
They offered to pick you up.
Yeah, and I've been picked up many times where I work. I guess I'm technically an essential employee. So, I've majority of my life, because I've been there almost 18 years, I have always had to either drive in or have a serviceman pick me up and take me home. So that way I'll be at work. But I didn't care driving if I thought I could, because it was just me. Right. Now with Wesley, I'm like, no, I ain't going to try. You're not going to pay my bills.
Yeah.
I have enough sick leave, yes. But, you won't pay my deductible if I get in a wreck. You're not going to, and if I were to, die in a car accident, guess what? You'll have my job filled in 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. So, you don't care, for me like that. And so I'm going to I'm going to take care of myself like that. So I'm like, and so I remember being at work, having the serviceman pick me up, and then like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock at night, going and making me a snow angel. I'm like, look, I got snow, I get to play in it, and then just go inside and get ready, for the next day. Because I didn't get to do all the fun stuff throughout the whole day. I had to do it real quick when I got home because it was dark by then, because it gets dark at 5 o'clock. And so, yeah, that I like having snow days now because I, try to make snowman with Wesley and threw snowballs and, all that stuff with him the last time it snowed. And it was fun. We all got, bundled up, and we had the dogs outside, and they liked the snow, and it was cute and fun.
Yeah.
And then today's wasn't that snowy, so it's kind of like, icy rain
Sleety,
hitting you and all that stuff. So it's not like I'm not going to go throw nothing right now because I might hurt something.
Did I tell? Oh, I don't think I told you. Cleo was talking. We were talking about the snow. I think it was yesterday, and Cleo was like, "I'm gonna get a snowball with a rock in it and throw it at Wesley."
Oh, damn. Okay.
I was like, "Damn, girl."
Yeah. You know what? And I don't fault her for thinking that way because he's not nice. He's a very mean child.
Yeah.
Like the whole adage, if you can't say nothing nice, don't say nothing at all. Wesley would be a mute if that actually were true, and we could make him follow that saying, because nothing nice comes out of his mouth to any of us, really. Yeah. But like
at school,
teachers, they love him. The neighbors, parents love him. Everybody and their mama loves him, except for his actual mama. No, I'm just kidding. But like he acts so different. Yeah.
Well, apparently that's like all the Jennifer and I have been going to support group forever now, and it's a common trope.
Yep.
We hear it from so many parents. They're like, the kids are just garbage to the parents.
Yep.
But they're well liked at school. We actually had I'm not going to get too specific, but we had a couple that they had to send their kid away for a good bit.
Yeah.
And the parents were estranged from relatives because the relatives didn't understand and they couldn't believe they would send their kid away. And I'm like, you haven't experienced
24/7 or 12 hours a day of it. It's rough.
Yeah,
definitely. And if you don't have it every single day, you don't know. And when they're with you, they could be the sweet angel, and then we get the devil side of them because they act so good for everybody else, and then they're like, and just throw up everything on us. So.
Yeah, I think I've mentioned there was like some article or some shit like that. I saw. Again, it was on TikTok. Who knows the fuck it was true, but it sounded reasonable when I heard it. So, but it was like they found that kids have like bad behaviors 7 times more frequently around their mothers than anybody else.
I believe it.
Yeah, I can totally believe it.
I mean, mine's 100%. Like, can I just get one day?
Yeah.
But I can't.
Yeah.
So I just make him go in his room.
6 more years.
I don't know if I can make it. He might be going to military school. I might be having to put a loan out just to go take him to military school so I ain't got to deal with him. Maybe they can whip him into shape.
There you go. What is that?
I mean, I have a Google page open to a military school on my phone with all my other Google pages, but I do actually.
That shit's expensive. It's like $50,000 a year.
I know, but hell, I think that would peace of mind. Shit.
Yeah. That's, what is it when you are a kid and you want to sue for your parents for like
emancipation?
Emancipation, that's the term.
I was about to say Emancipation Proclamation.
Maybe like you'd be like, okay, Wesley, I'm gonna help you sue me for emancipation.
15 years old, just go live.
Yep.
Figure it out.
You got it.
Don't come back to me. I ain't your mama no more.
You want to do freedom?
Yep.
Go for it.
There you go. Yeah.
That's what always tickled me about my little brothers, because they would bitch and moan about their mom constantly and how she was so awful, and like up to last year, and they're like, oh, I can't believe she would do this. I'm like, you're 18 now, you're 18 now. You can get away from her.
Yeah.
I was like, if you were that miserable, leave.
Yeah.
I was like, you're not an adult in Alabama. Just go to Tennessee.
Yep.
I was like, go get an apartment. Go get a shitty
45
job.
minutes away.
Yeah, I'll take you.
Yeah.
I'll even give you your first month of rent if it's that bad.
Yep.
I was like, you're just making excuses now.
Yeah.
I was like, you're scared because you just want your way and you're not getting it.
Yeah.
But.
And a lot of the people in our support group are like, they blow up the relationship because that's the only way that they can move on.
Yeah.
Because they don't know how to transition smoothly. Like, Mom, bye, I'm moving out, we're good. No, we're going to have a massive fight, and then I have to stomp away because that's the only way I know how.
Yep.
So.
I will say that was not the experience with Justin, and I am so thankful for it.
I am so thankful for it, too. Like I said, we eat more with him now than we did when he lived here.
Yeah, he never did Sunday dinners with us, but when he was younger, he would eat with us quite regularly.
Well, we forced him.
No, like even when we first moved here, he would before it was the night shift. After he got the night shift, he was making his own money. Then he just kind of ignored us, but he would eat with us quite a bit up until probably like 22, I would say.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, I like that we get to see him.
Yeah,
Like
he's
that.
a sweetheart. He's
He is
such a
such
good
a
kid.
sweetheart.
I love that boy.
Oh, guess what? We can get him on a podcast in a few months.
Oh, good Lord. We talk about not talking.
Oh, yeah. He'll be like, you.
Even Alea is so
okay.
quiet sometimes.
Yeah.
I think we might get Kiki because she's a talker.
Oh, yeah, she is.
Leia's
a giggler. I can make that girl giggle so much. She
does not
giggle.
She's not good about making eye contact.
No.
I was like, baby.
Yeah, she's a zoomer.
Yeah, she's a shy little baby.
Yeah.
But she's so cute.
She
They're
is.
both
I like
adorable.
them both a lot.
Well, so back to snow days. Now, we're actually at 48 minutes, so I think it's a good transition spot.
Okay.
So, so for all 11 of our listeners, if you have any funny stories about your kids,
Or if you need some bad parenting advice, or if you have any ideas for topics,
email us at guidetopoorparenting@gmail.com.
please and thank you. We're running out of ideas.
We are. Miss Jennifer, what are we snacking on today?
We are snacking on a Willy Wonka gummy that makes your mouth blue. And I really, really like it. Not mouth, but tongue. And I like them, and y'all didn't really like them that much, but I think they're very yummy.
They're not bad. There's a couple flavors in there, I think.
There's 4 different flavors, like
Yeah.
a mystery flavor and then 3 others.
Yeah, the one I first got, I was like, it wasn't bad, but I was just like, I would never eat this again if someone offered, I might, but I would never buy it.
It's not a good combination with whiskey coffee.
Yeah.
But it is yummy. I've drank all my whiskey coffee, and now I've just been eating on some gummies. So if I've been smacking, I apologize.
We went and had dinner at Outback the other day, and we had like a 30-minute wait. So it was like, let's go over to Publix, and we were walking around. We bought some wine. Oh, we bought the Fat Bastard wine we were going to drink, but we'll get that at a later day. And Jennifer saw this bag, and she's like, that sounds interesting. And I just snatched it from her. I was like, we'll do it for the podcast. And she's like, no.
Yeah.
I'm like, shut up.
But I'm glad he did, because they're yummy to me. So we've done snack time, drink time, and now it's story time, and it's your turn for story time.
So this happened last weekend, or Saturday.
Friday.
Yeah, that's it. We went out to dinner. Jennifer and Zay and I went out to dinner to Aki, I think it was. Yeah, a local Japanese place. And so we got back a little bit later than expected. We got back around 8:15. And Kalia usually takes her shower. We tell her to go take a shower at 8. So we get home, and I noticed she's changed her shirt. So I was like, did you take a shower? She's like, yeah. Did you brush your teeth? Yeah. I'm like, okay. And so Zane was like, did she take her shower? I was like, she said she did. So he went to the bathroom. He's like, hey, Jason, come here. And the shower was bone dry, as was her towel. And I reached in the drawer, and her toothbrush was, flaky and dry. And I was like, Clea, you are 10 years old.
Yep.
You do not need to lie about this.
Yep.
Like, we will check.
Yeah.
Like, girl. I'm like, what do you think? Like, it's such an easy lie to check on.
Yes.
And then she got mad at us.
And you were praising her. So, I'm so proud of you for taking the initiative to go take your shower. Because I heard it when I was coming to get my stuff. And then it's like, you told me the next day. I'm like, oh, the little shit.
God damn it, girl. And she is actually really well behaved, but every now and then she tries to sneak one past us. Mm-hmm. But I'm just like, girl.
I just think it's funny how stupid they think we are.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not that fucking stupid. I'm sorry.
I remember one time she tried to fake us out by taking a shower because we're like, your towel's dry. So she poured water into the shower or the bathtub and then dunked her towel in.
So it was dripping wet.
And I was like, baby, you did not take a shower. It's like, we're not stupid.
The only way for you to show us that you've taken a shower is to actually take one, because that will give you the right amount of moisture inside the tub and on the towel. Yeah.
Last night she got out of the shower and I was like, you put on deodorant? And she's like, yes. And I was like, do you really? And she started getting all pissy with me. I'm like, hey, you lied.
Yeah.
Straight to my face the other day.
Yeah.
And she's like, okay, I'll go get my deodorant. She put it on. So she ran to the bathroom and came out here. She lifted up her shirt and her tit was just I was like, baby, put your B cup away, please. It was like 3 years ago that would have been fine, but you were sporting a B cup. Like, go put your boobie away.
Yes, please.
So, all right. Well, thank you for joining us for snack time and story time. And thanks again for listening to another cold and, comfy and cozy episode on such a cold day of a guide to poor parenting.
If you like our podcast, please give us a 5-star rating on whatever platform you're listening on.
And if you don't like our podcast, just like when our kids want to wear shorts, even though it's 22 degrees outside.
Tough shit.
Go put some clothes on.
That's right. Damn.
Bye, y'all.